Hello and welcome back to the Hopi Living in the City channel. We would like to welcome you to this episode where we are going to make some popovers utilizing fresh fry bread, tamale meat, frozen red chili, some shredded cheese, and a couple different types of refried beans. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Thank you for watching, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. So I think today I was wanting to cook a few things. I had thought about making some popovers because I've been craving them, but too lazy to drive down to Saskatoon. I almost went yesterday after work. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm definitely going to get some tamale meat. That's the base for both the tamales and popovers. And we already have cheese. I was digging around. I saw some cheese in the fridge. I wanted to get like the really dark yellow, sharp cheddar kind of cheese. And then I also need to get some refried beans. I thought about doing beans from scratch, but I don't know. It's kind of late in the day already. So I might just get the one that's either in the can or the bag. And the missus said she would do the fry bread if I decided to do popovers. So I'm covered there. And then if I do tamales, I would need to get a pan for steaming them, which is an added expense. So I may just stick with the popovers, but we'll see. So $8 gets me the basic wash. That's a good place to go. I think I might just park way over here. That way I'm away from everybody. And I don't run the risk of getting scratched up or scraped up. But this white Jeep here is pretty close. Wow. This one's the girl? Oh, okay. They're both 150? 150. Oh my goodness. Wow. How 8 weeks old?
3 pups.
Two Chihuahua. This one's a Chihuahua.
And this one says a pup.
Oh, how old?
This one is a 3 months.
3 months. This one?
Yeah.
That one is
3 months and a half.
Oh, how much?
The pugs is the 300 and the Chihuahua is 200.
Oh wow, boy and girl, huh? Chihuahua.
This one is the boy and this is a girl.
Whoa. The shots already?
Yeah, first shot.
Okay, I'll show my boy. Okay, we are getting back on the road. I've been having some issues with this iPhone 16 Pro Plus. The photo app is horrible. I'm on version 18.1.1 and I couldn't record any videos for the longest time. This place is pretty busy. I wonder if this is the one the boys came to. It's 43 Express. It might be. I'll have to double check with them. But the dishes they got from, I think this might be the one. They were really good. Tati, I think they spent like 130 something bucks that day or that evening. But man, it was good. There's a lot of people there for a tiny building. So now, I thought I was recording the whole time after we left the area where they were selling puppies, but it wasn't even recording. So a lot of footage was missed out on. But I'm headed over here to this food city, and I'm going to pick up some tamale meat. Look at this tamale meat. So this is coming to so I will see what we got here. That one. These are done. This is our go-to pot now. Okay, that one's ready. I'll use this to cut this open. I see some butchers doing that when they're cutting their meat. They pull that thing out of here. The burgers are over here. Some of the ceviche there. And then the other one is on the entry table. It just gives like a clock, and you try to get out of there and it just scrolls to a different clock. Weird. Okay, mama. So I have a bunch of meat in here. I'm gonna do pepper and fresh garlic. Dirty. And then there's still this much left. I don't know if I should just freeze it. But I'm doing enough for
It's a lot, yeah.
And now, let me put in some bay leaves. I like to have one of these for my utensils. And after everything's all said and done, I'll clean this up here. But right now, I'm going to leave it a mess because I might do the roast. And so far in here we have minced garlic, tamale meat, pepper, and I'll put in a bay leaf. Do you want any cumin in there?
No, because we don't necessarily put that in there.
Yeah, we never have in the past. Any salt?
Nope.
Sure.
I know you want to put salt in it. Go ahead.
Put a bunch of lard in there.
Oh, yeah. I should, huh? Because I got some of the powder masa too. Because if there's a bunch of lard, it'll make it real greasy.
Careful.
Whoa.
Didn't see it start. No.
Use some of this halicients or halicients.
That's very salty. Not too much. Con guarda. We don't like salt. Con guarda.
So Arseni's going to Sam's Club.
Mm-hmm. Going to pick up our order and something for his.
This is already starting to boil. So I'm going to turn it down. I don't want it to boil over. So I would say 450 is when we started. Looking good. Good morning and welcome back to the Hopi Living in the City channel, or we could say Hopi Cooking Adventures. Good morning from Arizona. I hope everyone's well. It's nice and lit outside. We kind of slept in today. But I have my first cup of coffee here. And so today we are going to bring to you a video that is near and dear to our hearts. It is a combination of a couple dishes made from a few simple ingredients. And we can give thanks to our family members for sharing this recipe with us. So in this dish here, you can see in some clips that I'm going to put in that what I did yesterday was I bought a package of tamale meat from Food City. I chopped it up and I boiled it with onions. Let's see what else. Some bay leaves, salt, pepper, and I think a little bit of onion powder. And so this kind of just boiled throughout the night. It was in a different pan, and then when it was almost done, I crushed up the meat and I put it in this separate pot with some of this green or red chili. It's not bacchus. I guess it would be like the nearest competitor. It's called Bueno red chili. And I used a large container. So this is pretty much ready to go. Let me show you a little bit of what it looks like. And it was ready last night and we kind of got it ready, but I still want to let it thicken a little bit more because I did add some cornstarch to this mix when it was almost done, and that is this here. It's a Kroger brand, and this was basically just as a thickening agent. And so let's show you guys what it looks like a little bit closer up. We did taste it last night and it needed some salt. So this is what it looks like. It's basically just shredded beef with seasonings to your liking and red chili. And I don't know about other people in the world that have something similar to one of the dishes that we're making, which is a popover. So the popover ingredients are here. It's basically going to be some fry bread with beans. So we get the fry bread, we put refried beans on there, the meat, and then the cheese. It's usually like a sharp cheddar or some kind of cheddar cheese, huh?
Or any kind of cheese that you want.
But I've never really had it with like say a Spanish cheese or Gouda or anything other than just regular orange cheese. Then on this side, we are going to use some pre-made masa mix that I got from Food City. And we're going to try to make a few tamales because you'll be surprised that this simple ingredient here can make both of these dishes, and you don't really need anything else, huh, for the tamales. Generally, you would take your boiled meat broth and you would mix it with the plain masa mix in order to get you your masa like this here. But I just bought the pre-made one because I figured it'd be less messy. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. And we will show you some of the steps in preparing this. And then we're also going to do a taste test with this La Sierra refried beans and La Costena refried pinto beans. So stick around and thank you for coming back.
Good morning. So I'm getting the fry bread dough ready, and I just combined the dry ingredients right now. So I just did flour, salt, and baking powder. And it just I have another video on it, so if you want to see how it is made, you can look at that video. But I just want you to know that I'm working on this right now, and then I'll just come back every now and then to tell you what I'm doing and show you just a little bit of the process. I'm not like you giving like the ingredient. I mean, not the ingredients. I'm not giving the. Oh, my nose is itchy. I'm not giving the whole thing of like step by step on how to do the fry bread because, like I said, I do have a video already. But the dough or the mix should look. I put shortening into mine every now and then. Sometimes I won't, but then I find that it's a little bit harder to work with sometimes. So when I do add shortening, it comes out a little better. So it kind of looks like it's almost wet, and then I start adding in water. Don't add in too much because then you'll have to add more flour to it, and it just seems like it gets harder when you do that, or the dough seems harder. I just wanted to show you what I'm doing. So I did start the fry bread. And my ingredients, Lamont showed you earlier, were the flour, the shortening, the baking powder, and I already put the salt away. All right, I will come back and show you the dough and then onto the frying after that. Okay, I'm back. So I finished the dough. It's not a whole bunch. I don't know how many cups I was using. I think a fourth cup that's inside my flour bin right now. So I probably did maybe like 5 of those, maybe 6. But I wasn't gonna make a whole bunch of fry bread because we're also making tamales with that meat as well, and we have a lot of masa. So I made a small dough. So I filled up this cup of water here, and that's how much I used out of it. So not too much. I just kept kneading and adding as I kneaded it. At the bottom there was usually leftover flour, so I just add as I think I need to. This one is a little bit more stickier than all the other doughs that I make, but I'm leaving it because I want to try it and see if there's any difference with how it came out. I mean, it's soft and stuff, it's just a little bit stickier, but I'm gonna leave it. Then usually I just cover it with a foil and leave it there for a couple, well, maybe like 10 minutes, depending on how long it takes me to do other things. And then I roll out the little balls, and then I start warming my grease. And then by the time I'm done rolling out my dough, then my grease is usually pretty warm by then. But just wanted to show you what it looks like. Trying to clean up my mess here, and on the other side, because I need the other side to be clean to roll out my dough, this side. And I need to find a pan to do my fry bread in, because the one that I usually use is the one that's holding our meat right now. So I gotta figure that out. I usually like to use something that's deep because I don't like that grease splashing all over, and our stove is already a big mess. So I don't want to add to that. But it seems like I haven't wiped down my stove for a while. You can see all the grease on it. So that's what I'm doing right now. All right, once I start frying, I will come back and show you guys what I'm doing.
I better get busy on the beans, huh? Perfect. Only the last time we had ours with salt, huh? Salt and honey. Hele. Yep. Well, I know the dangers of having too much salt. I secretly love salt, but I know the dangers. But I don't have any issues with honey. We also have some carnitas that's ready to go. We're gonna make some carnitas tamales. Yep. Sometimes I get like that. On weekends, I like to make sure there's a bunch of food.
But our boys don't really eat it, huh?
The band does when they're here. They'll tear up our food, huh? Yep. AJ will tear up food too if he's here. Austin as well. We need to invite our tuyas over.
Probably.
Well, we know several, or that's a fact, huh? So
Oh, look at the way that one bubbled.
Yep.
It's on.
I saw a video where they were making fry bread in somewhere in Italy. It's a huge piece. Yeah, it didn't have as many bubbles, but the big old fry bread nonetheless. That looks good. I
That
better.
was the only one sweetie.
You can see this one here is the La Costeña. And then this one here is the La Sierra. You could tell this one probably has more lard. And so that's okay. So now I'm going to get some paper towels so I can toss those into the microwave. But
Look at
before
this
I,
one, because it's the grease is going down. Look at how it caves in. I noticed that when I use
oh,
a
it's got
regular pan
craters,
like
huh?
this, yeah, and the grease starts going down more and more,
Mm-hmm.
it does that. But I'm not adding any more grease because it's
Because we're done.
hard to get rid of sometimes. And the beans he's showing you are, I like both of them. They're both good, but it seems like this one's a little bit more lighter and not as like with, I don't know, whatever they put in there, like the lard or the oil. This one has looks like more because it's a little lighter, but they're both really good.
Yeah, I almost got some from the bag too, but I resisted because we already tried those, and you don't really like those, huh?
Like the ones that are already made in the bag?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're okay.
Wait, 69 seconds.
Yeah, these last ones came out weird because my grease is not as
Full and
high.
hot.
Well, it's hot. It's just not full.
Oh, so less
So
surface
they
area, huh?
caved in a bit at the bottom. That's okay. It's still bread.
Yep.
We're still gonna eat it. Big, like
Mm-hmm.
9 foot, right?
Think so.
Something like that. I wanted a big table when we moved into our home. We didn't have a dining table for a long time. Well, maybe a couple months after we moved in, and we're trying to decide what kind of table we wanted. And I told him I wanted a big table, like a long one. So we found one that we liked, and we've had it since probably when we bought, just a few months after we bought our house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice. It serves the purpose, especially when we have people over, like our family or the band.
Yep.
It's good because it lets everybody sit at the table. And our meat is pretty much ready. It's
Yeah.
hot.
Sorry.
I turned it up on high. I don't usually do things on high because I forget, and it can burn. But it looks really good. Oh, I forgot to move my grease pan to the back. I usually do that so no one hits it. And I didn't do that.
Okay. Meat's ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me check this out. I think this is done. Here we go. Okay. So now, do you want to assemble yours, or you want to film me assembling mine? We'll start here and go that way, I guess, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to get a plate. You're going to use a paper plate? Yeah.
I always use paper plates. Someone uses a real plate.
So we start with the fry bread. And then we put on our... Oh, I'm going backwards,
I
huh?
was gonna say, I don't think we start with meat first.
Kind of like make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You can do all or half.
It's up to you.
Yeah. Usually when you go to Sakatone, they put these on a paper towel and then a thing underneath, like a tin
Foil.
foil. I'm just gonna do half today because I don't want to fall asleep. And here you can do however many scoops of beans you like. And then you go in with your meat, however much meat you like. I'll do that for now. And then,
That's all?
yeah, for now. And I finish off with some cheese. And we were saying that you can probably do different kind of cheeses, huh? And generally they'll wrap it up like this for you. Take a taste. Mmm, perfect. The bread's just right. Oh, thank you.
All right, I guess it's my turn.
I'll see you guys later.
I usually flip mine over like this. He did his on top, but I don't know. I always do mine like this. So I'm using the La Sierra beans. He used the La Costena. So we will see. And I'm just gonna do half too. Usually I do the whole thing, kind of like a Indian taco type thing. And then I just cut it and I eat it because sometimes it gets too messy to eat it like this, the way I'm doing it, and I'm probably going to end up cutting it anyway. So, putting on my beans. I like a lot of meat on mine. But sometimes if you do too much meat and your meat is not a good consistency, then it gets everything all soggy. And it's up to you how you want to do your meat. We always boil ours. I think one time though we put it in the crock pot. No, it was still good. Just took longer.
A lot longer, huh?
So you have to wait all day for that one. All right, so this one's mine, and then I'm gonna fold it if it can fold. It's crushing up, but that's what it looks like. Come eat. No, Sisa.
So I started on mine here. A nice chunk of meat. And the fry bread is so fresh. Mmm. This is her taco. Or her popover. This is perfect. Mmm. 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 Mm-hmm. Mmm.
I have a little friend down here that's trying to get some food. She's been waiting patiently on her bed.
So I don't know of any other cultures outside of the Southwest offer this. In Europe, I don't know if it's a dish or in Asia or if it's just unique to the Southwest. Comment below and let us know. You don't really see these even up on Hopi and Navajo, huh? It's mostly down in the southern Arizona area. I don't think I've seen them in New Mexico. But you could imagine how flavorful it would be if you use like a New Mexico chili powder and put a New Mexico take on it. Mmm. Compliments to the chef. Man, maybe Marcy Inspired, who is a New Mexico chili and food expert, can comment. I know some tribes or some indigenous nations in the east, they have what they call, I think, bannock, which is their bread.
Fried bread, right?
Hmm. But I haven't seen them make a popover yet. So Navajo man in South Dakota or North Dakota, let us know if you see these anywhere else. That fry bread I saw somewhere in Italy was about this big, with a huge pan. I don't know what they did with it, but I just remember seeing them frying it up. These are like $10 now, huh?
Probably. Yeah, they are at 12, I think. That's why I used to only get the bean and cheese because those were 8. And I liked it because it was not soggy.
Mm-hmm.
I always just got the bean and cheese.
I know one time we got the bean and cheese popover over there. This guy was sitting across the healthcare under a tree and sitting outside his vehicle, and And then he probably put, I don't know, a cup of salt in his thing because it was so salty. And the beans.
Mm.
The missus added salt to this last night, huh?
Mm-hmm. I got meat. Himalayan salt.
Mm-hmm. Good. We didn't even do a comparison on the beans, but I kind of wanted this one anyway.
Either way, they're both good.
I think we had the same one, huh? The red can
I used the other one.
with all the lard.
Uh-huh.
I guess we kind of switched over, huh? Or did you want that one?
Well, you used the red one, so I used the other one. Compare them. But like with the chili under, you can't really tell a difference. To me.
And the cheese, if you put a lot of cheese on there, that really helps contrast the flavors. I've never seen people eat them with chili either, huh? Have you? Put a red chili on there. Mm. Oh, you midways up north, try to make some of this and see how your family likes it. I think I'm gonna put up a sign outside. Fry bread and popovers for sale.
I'm good for get anyone.
I would say we also put it on next door. Might get a few. Cause there's a few, I guess maybe quite a few natives that live around here, huh? And we're just north of the Gila River Nation too. Mm-hmm. We might be the closest, one of the closest grocery stores to Komaki. Would you like something to drink? Oh man, I am tapping. Well, I don't know. I want it to tap out, but they are good. I'll sit here and think about it because I don't want to get lazy and not make the tamales.
No, because you'll be the one making it.
Yeah.
So I gotta depend on him.
And then our boys like to make them too, huh?
Okay.
Kwekwe, yo.
Squally.
We appreciate you guys watching, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on our videos.
And if you try out the popovers or you make tamales, please share.
We'll talk to you later. Have a great day and a productive week.
Bye.
Later.